you just abandon any precaution. You know, folks, something could happen here, and if it does, so what?
Hey friends, welcome to Nathan for Us, a Nathan Fielder fan podcast. My name is Kelly.
And hi, I'm Megan.
And we are back once again. We took a little break last week. Apologies, we had kind of scheduled an interview and then there was a bit of a scheduling snafu, so we didn't end up doing it. But we're back this week to talk about The Curse. This is season 1. Though don't know if we're getting a season 2. Episode 5. This episode is called It's a Good Day.
Was it a good day?
It seemed like it was a pretty bad day for everyone involved
I also really liked you using the word snafu. Like, should we be using snafu more often in our conversations? Just a little snafu.
Just like trying to work in some new vocab. Why not? Been reading a lot of books, you know? Just being so cultured over here.
I'm trying to think of like if I were to type an email, how I would like write out snafu and how that would look if there was a problem at work. Like, oh, there was just a little snafu.
I do feel like at work I love to type like a weird saying into an email, especially if it's like an email to like external people. I like to type something like a little out of pocket. I don't know. I'd have to come up with like a really good. I'd have to like go through my emails to find like a really good example.
Okay. We'll circle back.
We'll circle back.
Hit us with some great phrases to say in an external email. Is this if someone you're happy with them, you're upset with them? Is it a good day or is it a bad day?
I feel like it's usually, I mean, lately it's been a bad day, but I feel like normally it's a good day. I just feel like you gotta shake it up in the corporate world sometimes. Things are boring, okay?
Things are so boring.
At work, no offense to any of my coworkers who might be listening.
Mind your business.
I'm not doing this on paid time, so I feel I can say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like everyone at my work has been using Noodle recently. They're like, oh, got a Noodle on it. I
do love Noodle. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's way more exciting than Brainstorm.
Yeah, no. No, Brainstorm is passé.
Yeah, we actually have been noodling on a lot of stuff in my office lately, so like maybe that is exciting. I shouldn't say everything's boring. Okay, something exciting to only me that we were talking about before we got on this call. Before we get into this episode of The Curse. I was going to say this week's episode like every week as if this is a show that didn't air 3 years ago and we were covering it in the real time. But you know,
I really like being out of date. Like, okay, the rehearsal was very fun, but I like to think of us as like so relevant, like so on the ball with current events, and then we're always like we're talking about a show that was 10 years old and then now 3 years old.
Okay, so yes, a few weeks ago I brought up Mr. Fantasy because I felt like, first of all, no one is covering this space. I feel Mr. Fantasy, like no one is talking about this, and also I felt like he's kind of Nathan Fielder adjacent, this like weirdo character that KJ Apa allegedly has created. And I feel like there has been some updates. Did you see the interview with Lily Reinhart?
No, I didn't. Tell me all about it.
Yes. So Lily Reinhart is just finished post-production on a movie adaptation of the book The Love Hypothesis.
I'm very excited for it.
Did you read that book too?
No, I just like her. I think it'll be cute and fun.
Yeah, it's actually an adaptation of a fan fiction. I don't know if you know that.
A fan fiction of what?
Kylo Ren and Rey from Star Wars.
But they're like in a lab?
Yeah, so it started as a fan fiction and then Allie Hazelwood, the author, like rewrote it to be not fan fiction. This has actually been happening a ton lately. I could
Mhm.
probably do like an entire podcast about all of the like fan fiction adaptations that I've been reading lately.
We should throw it on the end of an episode because I feel like we had a whole fanfic segment during the rehearsal that people really liked and were interested in. And if anybody hasn't listened to our rehearsal coverage, I think we went back and we found any fanfics that people had written about Nathan Fielder. And of course, like the most relevant one is Brian Wolf and Nathan Fielder, of course, which is very fun.
Yeah, I think there was one called like Door City too. Anyways, okay, but anyway, Lily Reinhart was doing an interview and they asked her what she thought about Mr. Fantasy. And she was like, "Oh, I'm just so happy that people are like finally getting to see like this side of a person."
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're asked about your friend who's like pretending to be aspiring musician,
a British man with a fuck ass bob,
like, do you say his name? Are you like, "Oh, I'm so glad everybody sees the side of AJ," or are you just like, "Oh, that looks like a great up and coming artist"?
Up and coming artist. I don't know, but also he's still popping up everywhere on my FYP. I saw a bunch of girlies who ran into him. He did some SpawnCon with Chipotle. I feel like
the Chipotle thing is so random. I don't understand.
Like the whole thing is so random. You're talking about a guy from Riverdale who's dressing up in a wig with fake teeth, pretending to be a pop star, but then he also released a song that was kind of good. So,
like, I didn't think there could be anything worse than one of the Riverdale plot lines, but like this is more random and obscure and somehow wilder.
I'm obsessed with this. You know what my dream fanfiction would be?
No. Wait, I feel like it must be connected to Mr. Fantasy.
Obviously.
Okay, are you gonna write it? Mr. Fantasy and who?
Not.
You? What was it called when you insert yourself again?
Yeah, self-insert.
Yeah, you self-inserting.
Like a YN Mr. Fantasy fanfiction would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like it could be a good meet cute where it's like there's a hunky. I think we can call KJ App a hunky. Like he's quite hunky.
I don't
like
know
a hunky
if the Bob makes like reads hunky.
Okay, no, KJ Appa, not Mr. Fantasy.
You're the
Like,
same person.
The premise is there's a hunky himbo from like a teen show who develops a weirdo persona, and then maybe like the weirdo persona meets his dream girl. And then the hunky himbo has to navigate. This, I guess, is kind of the plot of Hannah Montana.
No, this literally is just Hannah Montana.
Yeah,
it just is. Is he getting the best of both worlds?
All the good ideas have already been done before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was our Mr. Fantasy detour.
Wait, was there an update just that they asked about him?
Yeah, Lily Reinhart talked about him a little bit. She commented on a couple of his TikToks. He's been running into people in costume in weird places, and he's still out there posting. He's been posting all weekend.
Do you think this is going to inspire any other actors to just make a really random alter ego and just prance around town?
I think so. Here's the thing with my Mr. Fantasy. As an enjoyer,
did you say my Mr.
Fantasy? As an enjoyer of Mr. Fantasy, I feel like I understand.
Okay,
him.
wait. Can fans be called fantasizers? There has to be something better. The fantasizers.
Yeah. You can call me Mrs. Fantasy if you want.
You have kind of the same hair. We're gonna need to open a gap in your teeth.
Man. Oh my god, I just spent so much money at the dentist too. I should have just not done that. Okay. The thing with Mr. Fantasy and why I think it's so funny and pure as anything in this day and age can be is that seemingly it's not tied to making money in any way, shape, or form. He did that Chipotle Spawn, which seemed like it was mostly a joke, but it doesn't seem like he's doing this for a role or to make any money. It seems like he's just doing it because he's making
money. He's definitely making money off of this, though.
I guess his TikTok's probably monetized, but I doubt that he's making that much. Anyway, Mr. Fantasy, if you're listening, and you can confirm or deny if you're making money from this venture, please reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
I feel like that's one question he definitely wouldn't want to answer.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if someone in Mr. Fantasy's camp is listening, like, I'm sure he has some sort of Google alert set.
What if he went to the Fielder method acting school and he's actually just copying someone else and someone else is his primary? And so he's gone full Mr. Fantasy, but there's an actual Mr. Fantasy out there that he's just copying.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Anyway, we can talk about the episode now.
I guess, yes. It's a bad day. It's a bad day for Whitney. It's a bad day for Asher. It's kind of a funny day for Dougie. But
yeah, it's definitely a bad day for Dennis and Lucinda. I think it's a good day for Kara.
Yeah, Kara had a fun day. But yeah, do we want to start, I guess, at the very beginning?
Yes. So we meet our prospective buyers, who I believe we had met in the previous episode, or we had heard their names at least.
I think we just heard their names.
Yeah, Lucinda and Dennis. And so we actually meet them in this episode. And we kind of open on Dougie directing them, telling them that they need to be more interested in the house. But then he also wants them to like be skeptical. And Whitney's kind of like overstepping and also trying to direct them, being like, no, you love the house, like you're not skeptical at all. And we're kind of seeing a little more of that friction between Whitney and Dougie, I feel like, in this whole episode.
Yeah, it just feels like they're directing completely different shows, right?
Yeah.
But
totally.
Dougie at some point during it just kind of starts agreeing with her and starts agreeing with Whitney, and it's just like, yep, sounds good. So I think especially this episode, we're getting a very strong hint that they are still being recorded, they are still being filmed when they don't think they are, or when they're explicitly asking not to be. So I think really this episode is emphasizing the fact that Dougie is filming a different show than Whitney and Asher.
Yeah, which I'm so interested like where that's gonna go, because as far as I'm aware, you can't just like put this kind of show out there without their consent. Or like, do we think it's all wrapped up in the original consent stuff that they would have signed for the show?
I feel like because Dougie's been a producer and has worked in reality TV before, like he must know ahead of time that he's allowed to do what he's doing, or else at the end of the day they would just say, no, you can't put this out.
Yeah.
So I feel like they must have signed something must be included. And then something else I was thinking about, when, because I want to know, like, does HGTV know what's happening? How do we know that they're okay with it? Because you would assume that they want to film a show about houses. And I was trying to remember when Dougie got the call being told that the show was being picked up, before they could really get into the details and the nitty-gritty of the show, his phone died and it dropped. So we couldn't hear from the network what their perspective of what the show is and what was greenlit. So it'd be interesting to find out what HGTV thinks is happening, because it must be the same thing as Dougie, but you would anticipate that Whitney and Asher are also in talks with HGTV, or is it all through Dougie?
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. We did see that scene where they were on the phone with the one HGTV exec.
Yeah, that's the only time we've seen the HGTV exec.
Yeah, who's to say? Who's to say what they're being told, whether or not it's real, or
what is the more
theories.
entertaining show? Would you rather watch the show about passive houses being sold to different couples, or would you rather watch a show about Asher and Whitney on reality TV trying to make a show, but like spinning out and having conflicts with her parents and conflicts with the casino and the reporter and all these different things? What is the better show?
I mean, like, to watch for me personally.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love a nice little HGTV brain off show. with the houses.
Not
so
to
like
be
I feel like
boring, but I kind of feel like I watched that one too.
if I'm turning on HGTV, I'm not turning it on to watch two people get into like a verbal domestic. Like that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to watch people like bop around a house and be like, oh, like I love how the HVAC system is blah blah blah.
Yes. Yeah, I kind of agree. So I don't know where Dougie is going with this and what network this show is appropriate for, but I feel like it's probably not actually HGTV, and they probably want the cute little house flipping show.
Yeah,
so
that's how it feels for sure.
Yeah. But at the beginning, we're seeing Lucinda and Dennis walk around. Dennis is oh so sweaty. It felt like one of those times where even strangers, if they have like something really big in their teeth, like you tell them and it's seen as like the nice thing to do, like you're being a real one, you're helping them out, especially if they're being filmed on TV. This man is profusely sweating through his clothing. Can we not give the guy a new shirt?
Yeah, the not giving him a new shirt is crazy. Like, obviously, this was meant to be for the audience to be like, look at how hot he is. This is going to be a problem. But, like,
the passive houses are not cool enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, which we'll have to get into because I did write down the temperatures of the houses.
In Celsius,
we can have a long discussion.
Thank you, because I do not understand Fahrenheit unless it's 300 to 500 degrees. I have zero concept of what it is.
Yeah, no, for real. Sorry to the Americans, but we don't deal in that.
We only do with our ovens, but again, the only temperatures you're setting it at are like 350 to 450 ish. Like those are the only temperatures I'm dealing with ever in Fahrenheit.
For sure. Okay, so we have this conversation between Whit and Asher where they're kind of arguing over getting this paper signed by Dennis and Lucinda. And this is where we see like Whit become very paranoid that the mic operator, Jose, was like listening to the conversation. And she goes over to like make sure he was not listening, that the thing was off. Your perspective is that he's definitely listening, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I feel as if his excuse of, what did he say? He was like greasing the knob.
He's greasing the knob.
I was like, what? Like, with what grease?
No, like it's like a saying. It's just a saying.
What saying?
I feel like
this in your corporate emails. I just gotta grease the knob.
I'm like, hey, let me grease your knob.
Mr. Fantasy.
I feel like this is a real thing. I feel like this is a real thing, though.
I don't know. I feel like if they're not listening and they're not recording them, what is happening in this show? Like, what are we doing here if you're not secretly filming them? What's with all these camera angles? What happens?
No, but then at the same time, it's like, is it so obvious? Then maybe they're not, because it's like, it would just be too obvious. I don't know. I don't
know what is happening in this show. Any plot line that I think we're gonna follow, we just don't.
Yeah. I feel like the only through lines have been like Whit's parents.
They just showed back up for the first time. It was her dad is blatantly talking about Asher's small package and calling him a cherry tomato, and then we don't see him for multiple episodes, and now he's like, hey, we should throw a birthday party for me, it's my 70th, let's record it and do some fun PR about my birthday.
I mean, I think we've heard about the parents a lot, but this is the first time we see them. What did you also think about Asher's like sexual joke he made towards Whitney?
I mean, it wasn't a good joke. I don't know if he's made like a good joke. His other jokes this episode, which I think you typed out the list of what was in his notes, but the other joke he said while recording was, oh yeah, your energy bill is going to be cheaper than my haircut, which is just not a funny joke.
Yeah, no.
I'd really love him to nail one. Just like get a really good, maybe like the last scene, he gets like one good joke and it's like he did it. He made a joke.
That's so sad. The bar is in hell for Asher.
His corporate comedy class paid off.
It's not going well.
Joking.
It's not going well so far. Okay, so yeah, Asher also becomes paranoid about the mic operator in this scene, which like I feel Asher should know by now. Like we saw before when they were trying to record Asher's mic, like how is he not so aware that Dougie is like so shady and weird?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to victim blame him. But like and he was bullied. But it's like Asher, you're doing yourself no favors.
Yeah.
In any of this.
And maybe he should have realized when Dougie was apologizing for being a bully, and you're like, oh, I thought we were friends and we were just joking. Maybe reflect on all of Dougie's behavior, because he's still currently bullying you.
Literally. Literally.
Like, it's still happening. He told you about it.
Oh my god. We'll get into Dougie more, but what a guy. His quest seemingly went nowhere after last episode. But anyways, so
many things have gone nowhere. I'm so rattled. Can we have wrap something up?
We have a new plot line to follow, which is
great.
Kind of related to the one previously when we saw Wit talking to, I think his name was James, who's like the head of the San Pueblo. And he was talking about the highway and how like people are driving on it not realizing that it's Pueblo land. So now we're seeing that apparently the Pueblo have, I don't know if they've asked Wit and Asher to do this or if Wit and Asher have just taken it upon themselves. I don't think that was really established.
I think they took it upon themselves. I don't think anyone asked.
Okay. But so they've developed this non-legally binding agreement.
Love non-legally binding agreements.
Like, what does that even mean? What use is a non-legally binding agreement?
Maybe it's just like to facilitate a conversation so that when the neighbors are saying, oh, you brought another person in to live here who doesn't fit in with us, which apparently she has determined is her job to not only sell properties, but to also pick someone who fits in and gets along with every single neighbor. Maybe it's like to say, oh, hey, we had them sign this and we vetted them to see if they would be a good person. It's more so just for herself to feel good about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. But so we hear about this agreement, which is basically the couple buying the house would need to, or the person buying the house, whoever's buying this house needs, or they would prefer if they would sign this agreement, which essentially just says that they support the San Pueblo tribe and support their, claims to the land and support the fact that this is Pueblo land and all of these things. When Asher talks to Lucinda and Dennis about this, Lucinda is like, okay, like, is this going to cause a problem for us? Like, are we going to lose the title on our house? And Asher's point is basically like, well, you were able to get title insurance, right? So, like, it's going to be fine because the insurance company would never want to lose money.
I mean, I do think it's not the worst argument, but
yeah,
I feel like Asher read the room really well and understood now is not the time to be asking them about this. Like, they already got pushed back because while they were doing the house tour, it was very clear that they wanted to bring in air conditioning. And again, not by bringing that in, you would not be keeping that passive house certification. And the people that they are marketing this to don't seem to care about that. So it's kind of confusing to me of, again, if they're saying it's one of very few passive house certified buildings in the area, they're very expensive, they're very specific, you would think that you would have an easier time finding the people who are interested in this specifically. So they're already on edge. They're already not 100% comfortable. They made a lot of really bad jokes during the tour and got a lot of clarification about things that they would want to change that would be difficult. Did we want to review the temperatures?
Yes.
And we can determine if it was reasonable or not.
Yeah. Well, okay. I feel like one thing I want to say before we get into this, like, we haven't established where they found these people, have we? We don't know where Dennis and Lucinda came from.
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just so curious, like you said, and we'll get into, I think the guy at the end, his name is Mark, I believe. But I'm just so confused by, like, where are these people finding these passive houses and like this new community and all of these things? Is it just like Asher and Whit have like incredible marketing and that's how they're finding all these new people to want to buy the houses? Because like Vic, seemingly not a good fit, quote unquote, according to Whit for the house. Now Lucinda and Dennis, again, claims from Whitney that they're not a good fit for the community in the house. And it's like, how are they even finding this random passive house community?
Yeah, it seems like you would be able to find more people who are interested in keeping that passive house certification, and it would be their reason for wanting to buy the house. But I think maybe the demographic of people who are spending almost $1 million on a home, maybe they're looking for their house to be in a different area, and that's where the conflict's coming up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I do want to talk about the cost of the house too, but we'll talk about the temperature first. Okay. So the temperatures that the house stays between. Apparently it's going to stay between 66 and 78. So between 18 Celsius to around 25.5 Celsius. Which like
that sounds fine.
Like 25 is warm. Like that's warm.
25 does feel a bit warm. And I think one of the main issues with the temperature is, one, it's clearly too warm for this guy, for Dennis. He's dying. He's sweating so much. You can't live like that. But also they were saying that if you even open the front door for a little bit, that it takes 5 to 7 hours for the building to regulate and get back to temperature, which is so funny because it's like almost this very physical barrier between them and the community. It's like if you even open your door for a second, your whole house is in shambles for 5 to 7 hours. And yet they're trying to find people who want to, you know, metaphorically have an open door, integrate, chat with your neighbors, you know, have a window open, wave, like hang out with your neighbors. And you can't even keep the door open for a second before all chaos goes off in your home and you're sweating bullets for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and you don't even need your windows or anything open because the lighting is meant to exactly mimic the outside.
Yeah, it's like you can stay inside and never see any of your neighbors and never leave your home and everything's always perfect.
Which, like, seemingly this is perfect for Whit.
Yes.
But yeah, so I do think, like, it is a little warm. 25.5. I see.
Well, I feel like it's a range.
Issue.
Like 18.
Yeah.
66 degrees would be a little bit cold for me.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be really in the middle of all that.
Yeah, I feel like you want like 22, 23. Yeah. That's what my house is set to.
Yeah, I think mine's like 21, something like that.
Oh. Ooh, chilly.
I have like multiple cats that sleep on me.
My house famously is old, and so the AC simply doesn't work in our bedroom, which is a super fun time. So in the summer, sometimes it gets up to 28, 29. Oof. Yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah, that's really fun for me. If anyone wants to hook us up with a free HVAC, we will be taking it.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's passive or not. But yeah, these are the joys of living in Toronto, which, okay, now I feel like we should discuss the cost of the house. So we learn, I feel like this is the first time we get any indication of how much the house costs. I think when we met Vic, we kind of assumed he seemed like fairly well off. He seems like a tech bro. He was like, whatever. So, and he was like developing some AI stuff or whatever, and he threw away that expensive stove. So I think we thought he had spent a lot.
He had lots of money, yeah.
Yeah. So we learned the house is $850,000. To be honest, like, I don't know if I'm just like Toronto pilled.
We're Toronto pilled. One, it's American.
Yes,
but two,
true.
That's how much like every single house here costs. Like it feels impossible to get a house for under $1 million. And if you are, you're like way off in the boonies. Like Toronto's insane. Even like the GTA and all the houses. Like, it's just we've lost the plot. Everything's a disaster.
Yeah. I mean, I do think the problem is like the location of their house, like as discussed. This is like a developing neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's some issues with the community where it seems like the community doesn't love the people who are moving in. They don't love the passive houses and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So, I think later we learn that there's like a lot of crime according to some people in the neighborhood. So definitely see the issue of like the house being quite expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely very disproportionate to the other homes in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Which also there is something to be said for like, you don't want to be the person with like the bougie nice house in a neighborhood where like other people do not have a super nice house. Like I feel like you just don't want to be sticking out like that anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so something else that we learn is that Asher's lost his phone and he starts like dinging it using an air tag or something, however he's dinging it. And he walks over and Dougie's just holding it. He's literally just holding Asher's phone.
Yeah.
And he's downloaded JDate and Tinder.
This was so weird. One, he's just sitting there munching on ice, really to emphasize the temperature. Like, it is too warm. We got it. And then he also pretends that he didn't realize that he has Asher's phone, which of course you know if you have your own phone or not. It's an insane lie. And Asher's like, oh, we don't even have the same brand of phone. And if you're going through someone's phone to download things, one, Asher, honey, get a passcode. What are we doing here?
Throw 2FA on. Like, what are you doing, babe?
What is happening? Apparently his whole phone is open, including the app store. And Dougie's just downloading dating apps.
JDate and Tinder.
Which, do we think he's trying to set Asher up to have a conflict with Whitney? Because you could just download these. He's already on these dating apps on his own phone. So why would you need to download them on a friend's phone unless you've been banned? Like our good friend Jeff from the rehearsal, who needed to borrow his mom's phone number to download dating apps. So it is possible. The only explanation is that he was banned on his own phone number and needed to use Asher's phone to download it to try again. But you would just ask your friend, would you not? Like, how long do you think you can take his phone for?
No, he's definitely just trying to manufacture drama between Whitney and Asher. Because or like, as discussed, maybe he's trying to get Whitney to be mad at Asher so he can swoop in and date Whitney. But I think he just wants to manufacture drama for the show.
Weren't you saying something crazy like last episode that you thought Dougie and Asher had a thing going on?
I said there's an energy.
There's not. That's crazy.
I still think there could be. I feel like we didn't get a moment.
No, you don't.
We didn't get a moment this week like last week. I think last week with the pizza,
there was no moment.
There was a moment.
There was no moment.
When they kiss in the finale, you're going to be like, holy shit.
I'll do something for you. I'll take you to dinner. If they kiss in the finale, or if they start dating, if anything romantic happens,
I don't think they'll
them,
actually start dating, but like, it's just like palpable, like tension.
It's not palpable. There's no sexual tension. Palpable.
Okay.
Try to incorporate that into your email.
I do want to discuss his choice of dating apps because he chose JDate and Tinder. Yeah. And I'm trying to decide, is this just because, and like, no offense, but like, is it just because Dougie's old? And so he was like, what are the kids using? Tinder and JDate? Are those just the only apps that he's on?
That's what he's using for sure, right?
Like, I feel like he should be on like Hinge, no?
Yeah,
like, wouldn't he be getting Hinge Bumble?
Our demographic is Hinge Bumble. I don't know about the other demographics. Well, because I think they say Tinder is more for like hookups, but I feel like JDate would be for like actual dating.
Yeah, I think it must be.
Mm-hmm.
I also like. Do you have to be Jewish to be on JDate?
Yes.
We know that like you can't join to be like, I want to date some, like I'm into Jewish guys. That's not allowed.
I don't think so. I think you get kicked off if you're not like, because there's like Christian mingle. There's like something for everything. I think you have to be the thing.
Oh, interesting. I feel like Christian mingle is so much easier though. Because like you can just be like, I'm Christian, and it's like I went to church one time.
But then
You know
why
what I
would you
mean?
even want to be on Christian mingle? Like, why would you want to find someone Christian if you're not Christian?
Maybe you're just into that.
But then if you're
Maybe
into
you're
that,
like-
you would just be Christian. If you're like, this is for me.
Have you not watched Fleabag? Sorry, I'm gonna go into a
Okay,
whole other
okay.
thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but she wanted him to leave the religion.
She liked it when he was in that little outfit and they were in the
The
confessional
outfit
booth.
is separate. The outfit and booth is not the religion. It's like the situation you're in. I feel it's different. I feel it's...
I'm like blushing thinking about that scene. Do we need to
It
explain
feels
what happens in
different.
Fleabag for
Okay,
our
go.
listeners?
I've been getting a lot of clips of Fleabag recently.
I mean, like, I think people know what the show Fleabag is it was huge
If
like
not,
a couple years
watch it.
ago.
It's great.
Definitely watch Fleabag. But the main character ends up like meeting a guy called Hot Priest. Like that's literally just like the only thing they refer to him as. And they hook up like in the confessional booth. And it's like crazy. That's an energy.
Okay, well, if Dougie and Asher hook up in a confessional booth, I will concede that there was
They
tension.
wouldn't though. They're Jewish.
Oh. But then it would be extra fine.
It'd be like in the synagogue. I don't know where. I don't know if there's like an equivalent in the synagogue. I don't think there's like a hot hookup spot. As far as I'm aware, I don't know.
So because of Fleabag, you've determined that people would want to go on Christian mingle.
I think maybe.
Even if they're not Christian.
Like, I bet you there's some Fleabag heads.
Fleabag heads trying to meet a priest. Well, priests
like,
would not be on Christian mingle.
I guess that's the whole point, is like they're not supposed to be fucking.
Yeah. You'd have to go in person and try to like lure them.
Lure them. Sounds so bad. So nefarious.
The whole thing's a little nefarious, no?
A little bit. Oh my god. Thank God we didn't get raptured, I guess.
Like this most recent rapturing? I feel like it happens all the time.
It was supposed to happen yesterday and then last week. It's been twice in the past 2 weeks that we've supposed to be raptured.
Survived, baby.
Still out
Coming
here.
out on top.
Unfortunately, this might be hell, and that might be why we're still here.
Touche. Can't dispute that one.
Listen, but we've got Mr. Fantasy, so
that
we're gonna be okay.
That cannot be proof enough for you that this is not hell. That's just not. That's not it.
We have beautiful art. Enough. We have beautiful art.
That's not proof enough.
Would you be mad if you got raptured and didn't get to finish the curse? Like, and we never got to find out how it ends, and if any of these storylines get wrapped up.
But I wouldn't exist, right?
I assume there's some kind of like in between. So I'm actually reading a book right now where the two main characters go to hell, to try and like scoop up someone and bring him back.
Is that like in Hercules?
A little bit
Hercules
different.
like jumps and like scoops up Megara and like swims back up.
This one's like a little bit different. Hell in this one is actually a university campus, which is interesting. But anyway,
which university in Ontario would be hell?
Probably like Brock, no offense.
Two of the most lovely people I know went to Brock.
Like, it could be Waterloo, let's be real.
It's probably Waterloo.
Which is where me and my husband both went.
Military. I forget how we got
if you want to have a
here.
bad time, you want to be bummed out, like look up the University of Waterloo campus and you'll be like, oh, that's really ugly.
Yeah. Because hell is ugly buildings. Not
Yeah.
like in Flipanthropy, where the passive houses are gorgeous.
They are cute. They do be looking cute. Okay, so anyways, we see this whole thing with Dougie and Asher. It doesn't really go anywhere after that, other than that one comment and Asher
Okay.
taking his phone back.
How doesn't Asher immediately check if he made profiles on these to see if he was making it for himself or for Asher? Like, he would have had to fill out something.
It's definitely for Asher. I feel like maybe Dougie didn't have enough time though. Like, how long
Yeah.
did he have his phone realistically while they were filming? It's probably only like a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, and we see Whit also goes to confront Dennis and Lucinda about the HVAC thing. And Whitney's getting like very worked up about this whole HVAC comment. And similar to the Vic discussion when she went over to be like, hey, you can't be, terrorizing your neighbors. She's kind of like, yeah, like the house needs to be passive, and like I can hook you up with this guy to like put in HVAC that's like gonna keep the house passive, and they're just not interested at all.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Again, the people who are coming to the passive house, I think they think the house is nice, but they don't care that much about the fact that it's passive. So I feel like this is a marketing issue on their end where they need to be getting passive house enthusiasts and probably incorporating them into the process far earlier. Like, what are you doing building passive houses in this neighborhood if there isn't a specific interest? And luckily, we do find a buyer who is interested in all the things that they're looking for. But it feels as if they should have been along for the process, and especially with this TV show, should have had this lined up 100% secured.
Well, we know why. It's because Whitney's parents gave her the land that all the houses are on.
Yeah, but she didn't
As her
have to
little
build passive
project.
houses. She didn't have to build passive houses.
It's true, but it seems like that's her passion project.
Now, something I was disappointed in, because we saw that she had copied the mirror design of a different passive house designer. And then she wanted to do like this tiled mosaic to be her thing. And then we saw the second passive house that they're showing, but it was still the mirror. I was hoping that we were going to see her new aesthetic play out.
Yeah, I assume these ones were already built. Didn't they say there's like 12 houses or something too?
Oh, I missed that if I did. That's a lot of houses they have to sell.
I feel like they said something like that. Like it seemed like a lot of houses. Which like also expensive to build these.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is when we see Asher looking at his phone as well, where he has all of his notes and the phone is called Jokes for Show. So, do we want to briefly touch on Asher's notes? And
yeah,
seemingly his comedy class is not going well because his notes haven't helped him thus far. His jokes still haven't really landed. And I don't think that these notes are very funny at all.
Well, I think he was successful in the fact that he wrote something down, like your energy bill will be cheaper than my haircut, remembered it, and executed the line, found a spot for it in the show. So yeah. I feel as if his notes app was a successful route for him to write down his thoughts and have it come out organically in the show. Was it funny? No. But I think we've also seen that some of these buyers that they're walking through the house go really weird directions with their conversation. Like we're talking about prisons for a long time. And
and singing songs.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. But it's like, I don't know how you keep up with that.
Yeah, I think actually your energy will be cheaper than my haircut. I actually think that joke kind of does fit in with like the HGTV humor. Like that seems like the type of joke that someone would make on one of these shows.
Was it a good joke?
No.
No.
But I do want to point out a couple of
Yeah,
of
let's go
things that
through
he's
let's
written
go
down.
through all of them that he's written down.
Okay, be self-deprecating. I think that is
I
good
think that's
comedy
good.
advice. Yeah.
Great. Love it.
The joke that we already said. Okay, avoid race-based humor. Disappointing
Good.
that he needs to put this in a note.
Good. I think this is a good note if you need it. Success.
Like, he's like about to make a joke and then he like looks down at his phone and he's like, right, I'm supposed to not be racist. I forgot. I need to not be making racial jokes. A good point. Pop culture is funny. And then he had in brackets Pepsi commercial, which I'm like, was he talking about like the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial where she like puts the flour or whatever it was, like she hands a soldier like a Pepsi or whatever happens?
I forgot about that until right now, and that's very, very funny. I hope that that's what it was referencing.
But like, I guess was that topical then? I don't remember when that came out.
Yeah,
but
we're a little off
Yeah.
cultural beat on this one. I feel like it was older than 3 years ago, though.
Most likely. Maybe he's also off his cultural beat, though. Never try to be funny.
But that's what you're trying to do.
Interesting advice to have 2 lines underneath a joke that you had pre-written for your show.
Mm-hmm.
Also, always punch up, which I think is good advice.
This is Lucy. Everybody look. If you are watching on YouTube, well, I guess 1, we're on YouTube. Come watch us on YouTube. 2, here's the final cat.
Okay, I do think always punch up is good comedy advice. Always.
I agree. I think that's very fun. When I used to write a lot more social media for an old brand that I worked for, that was kind of our rule. We were always like trying to punch up. I think that that's solid advice. And I also thought we were funny.
You were funny.
Oh, thanks.
Remember the rule of 3, which I think like is good advice, I guess. Do you know the rule of 3?
Like, kind of. I don't know how he wants to apply it to his HGTV show.
Well, it's like if you're listing things in 3s, make the 3rd thing like out of pocket.
I'd have to see him do it well.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done any of these things that well yet. No politics.
But then they immediately like have people signing agreements and like discussing the town politics, no?
Yeah, but that's not a joke. That's serious, Megan.
Yeah.
And puns are safe.
Puns are great.
I do love a pun. I feel like Asher, he's trying really hard. Like, I think this really does show the effort that he's putting in. You know, he's really taken the comments from the focus group to heart. He's taken the comments from his wife to heart that, like, he needs to be funnier and show his humor more. I think the problem is, like, his humor is not jiving with the HGTV show humor of it all.
Okay, and we kind of skipped over this part, but I feel like Whitney's humor also isn't great. So it was Remy the cameraman who Whitney was talking to. And I think that we're supposed to believe that they have a very joking relationship. They poke fun at each other a lot, but it kept getting a little bit too serious. And then they go, I got you. You thought I was being serious this time. But you could tell that they both kind of meant it. And it was just like a little bit awkward. And it kind of went a little bit too far.
Yes, I think some of the rules that we have here have been violated. Specifically, like, Whitney's clearly punching down by like making fun of her employee and his job, even though like she's trying to be like funny and jokey. Also, like, she's not self-deprecating at all, which is like the first rule on Asher's list if we're thinking that this is in rule of importance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that whole exchange was so awkward. It made me feel really awkward. I think it went on a little too long. It was like they went back and forth the one time and it was fine. But then when they went back and forth like the second time and the third time, it was like, oh my God, I want to crawl out of my skin.
Yeah, I really hated it.
Also, like, yeah, Whitney, that's your employee. Like, obviously, you can joke around with your coworkers, with your employees, but like not in that way, in my
It was
opinion.
a little bit too much. It's one of those things where if you went to HR to write it down, like it'd be very difficult to dispute. You'd be like, "Oh, I was joking when I told him not to talk to me that way and to like that I'm important and all this crazy stuff." It was just very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
So, at least Asher is trying, and yeah, they're just, and they're a married couple. That's who you're around the most. Like, they're probably kind of a similar level of funny. Like, they're both just like want to be funnier. And I would say on TV, Whitney is much more approachable and does seem like a better host. But they're both just like a little cringe.
Yeah. Chuggy.
Mm.
Both of them. A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little corny. Okay, and we see at this point as well that Whitney brings that non-binding letter of intent back to Lucinda and Dennis, and she really wants them to sign it. She's like very upfront about what it is and is like, hey, can you just sign this for us? And they are not into this. Like, Lucinda's immediately like, okay, if we sign this, are they going to come after the title to our house? And Whit's like, no, like, this isn't about that. Like, you're just signing to say you support the tribe. And Lucinda kind of comes back to her and is like, well, what if I don't support the tribe? Which is, honestly, that was a spicy comeback.
Well, I think a big chunk of it is like, you know what? They're new to the community. This isn't something that they know anything about. But also, I think a really big part of this is like reading the room, which she completely failed to do. She realized like she wanted for her own agenda to have this signed and didn't, and is pushing it at an inappropriate time when they're already upset about the AC and all these other things. So it just like really missed the mark. Like, it felt like they were having conflicts about other things, and so no matter what you presented to them, it wasn't going to go well. They weren't going to sign anything, I felt.
Yeah, and like, to give Lucinda and Dennis a bit of the benefit of the doubt here too, like, they're about to spend $850,000 on the house, and like, this is a big thing to kind of spring on them last minute to be like, oh, the tribe like might try and come after your land. Like, yeah, that would make you a bit upset and a bit stressed out. Like, you don't really know what's going on here. You're about to spend a lot of your money on something. Like, you probably do want some time to like have your lawyer look over this thing too. So, but Whitney is pissed and they get into a big fight about this. And Whitney kind of leaves, and Asher kind of stays to talk to Dennis and Lucinda. He tries to defuse the situation. And then as he's like walking off, we see him like snap on Lucinda and be like, you're a fucking bitch. Like, you can't talk to my wife that way. And it's like kind of out of nowhere. I think this is maybe the second time we've seen him do this. The first time being with the reporter. Notably, both times were with women. I'm not sure if the reporter is also a woman of color, but kind of a rough look.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. He shouldn't have said it. I feel like he realized like this isn't going anywhere. You know what? I got to put my wife first. I'm going to defend her, because what he was kind of saying is like, oh, I'll go work on her, like agreeing that she's being unreasonable, which she kind of was. But at some point, I don't know. You gotta defend like your life partner. Calling her a bitch was like way too far. You could have just been like, hey, let me work on a situation that's happy for everyone. He just seemed like he thought about it, walked away, and was like, screw this. This isn't going anywhere. It's not working out. If I'm going to end it, I'm not even going to make it seem like I wasn't defending my wife. So I feel like he just was like, whatever.
He's a bridge burner. Like, one thing about Asher, he stands 10 toes down for his wife.
Yeah. He's just like, whatever. I don't even care anymore. Because especially when characters have time to think. Like, it's one thing if he like snapped in the moment. You're like, oh, this is someone who doesn't think before they speak and is rash. He thought about it as he walked away and was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Which is
but a
so
little crazy.
too bad because then he also gets in trouble with Whitney after. So he
Yeah,
really
like,
can't win.
Literally, he can't win.
Yeah.
He like goes back to Whitney and they get into this big argument because Asher's like, just change the wording on the letter, and Whitney's like, no, I'm just not going to sell the house to them. And we learn that she spent 4 years of her life working on these houses, and she's just not willing to give up all that time to sell the houses to people who do not care, in her words.
Yeah.
But yeah, so big drama. Dougie comes by and lets them know that the couple is done with the show. They won't be buying the house.
Yeah.
The drama.
I mean, yeah. Bye-bye.
We've lost 2 buyers in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and if they have so many houses, like they do need to start selling them. But I guess to Dougie's point of when they now go and they try to find random people in the streets to pretend to sell the houses to, it's like, is your priority the show and the optics, or is it actually selling the houses? And if you're actually selling the houses, how much does it matter what these people are like? If they're good for the show, if they're not. So it's kind of bridging that gap and wondering, okay, what's reality TV? What's not? What's real? What's fake?
A classic Nathan Fielder topic.
Yeah.
And Kara's back.
Okay, I found the Cara Dougie duo very, very funny. I really like them as a little tag team of people who just hate Whitney and Asher. Like, I feel like Dougie should like Asher more, but I think he maybe doesn't like Whitney. There's something about Dougie and Cara together that I found very funny.
Compelling,
yes. But what confused me a bit is, so they brought her in to be the fake buyer. They bring her in and she very clearly is mocking Whitney and is not saying the right things. And rather than trying to workshop it with her and say, hey, actually, can you say these lines and do it like this? They don't even try a second time. They're like, we're going to go get someone else. And Whitney tries to offer her a ride home. She's like, we're going right past your house. She says, no, I'm going to hang out here and just chill with Dougie. So I thought it was very funny that they didn't even try to get her to do it differently. They were just like, oh, no, you're not into this. Let's go find some random people off the streets. And then she decided to just chill with Dougie all day.
Yeah, I'm like so confused. Like, what could she have seen in Dougie? Is it just like, like, does
what's she
maybe
even
Dougie
doing there? Why agree to this if you're not gonna even pretend that you actually like this house or like Whitney and Asher?
Yeah, what are her motivations is a really good question, because I think it's still very unclear.
And Dougie, are you not the producer? Are you not supposed to be talking to her saying, hey, okay, that was funny. Like, you and I will laugh about this. But, like, let's go in there and get this done and say you like the passive house, but act like you know a little bit more and ask these questions and do it in this way. Like, okay, take 1 didn't go great. Let's do a take 2. You came all the way here to be on the show. Like, take 2. I don't get it.
It seems like Dougie's just so like done with the whole Whitney like kind of overproducing of it all, and like Whitney and Asher just like fucking up the show at every chance that they get, that he just like doesn't care anymore. Yeah,
because at some point when Whitney starts suggesting things, he's like, yeah, whatever, sure.
Yeah.
Do it that way. I'm going to go chill with Cara.
Yeah, I feel like he's just done. Are we getting a Cara Dougie hookup? Is that coming, or is this platonic?
I feel like they're like a funny little duo. I don't want them to hook up, but I think that their shared fake friendship with Whitney and Asher, but like want of them to fail. Like, they clearly are kind of pretending to be friends.
Yeah.
But are hoping for the worst for them. I feel like Dougie might, like, if we're ever gonna find out that he's secretly recording them and trying to prank them and set them up, like, if anything, he's gonna have a few drinks and tell Cara about it.
That's true.
Maybe that's how we find out before the actual footage gets revealed. If it does, if that's what he's doing, like, this might be a confidant that wouldn't go and tell them about what's happening. So maybe that's her plot point or reason for being there right now, for them to become friends and for us to find out more about what's happening through him telling her. But other than that, I have no clue why she's there. She hasn't signed the agreement for her artwork being in the houses. Her artwork is definitely in the houses. So if she doesn't sign it, what happens? Do they have to refilm?
I think they have to refilm everything.
So doesn't she just get more powerful the more they film and she doesn't sign it?
Yeah, I think like, yeah.
But you could just edit over it. Like today, you could just edit a different picture over it.
Yeah, you could like edit over it. It'd be like a little annoying for like this kind of production, I feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my issue is like, yeah, what is Kara's motivation as a character? Because we know she's this artist. Seemingly she wants to be successful in her art, which would make you think, wouldn't she just sign the agreement? But it's like, does she hate Whitney so much that she's like willing to not get the exposure from this show and not sign the agreement just to like spite Whitney? And then also, I'm like, she keeps coming up. Like, she went to dinner with them. She's coming and doing this like so-called favor for Whitney. It's a little bit giving like Mariah Carey, why you so obsessed with me? No offense. Like, she just keeps showing up in like these things that Whitney's doing.
I don't understand, because then she'll act super offended or confused when Dougie's saying, "Oh yeah, Whitney loves you. She's so excited you're here. She said you guys are really good friends." She's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't like her and you don't want to be friends with her, then just don't.
Yeah,
but
just like don't do this favor for her.
It's so weird to keep hanging out with someone and then just being awful about them on the side. Like, I will have Whitney's back for this. It's like, just leave her alone then. Don't involve yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it feels unnecessary. Like, Whitney is trying to work with her and trying to like help her get exposure. Yeah. I don't know. It's all weird. Everyone hates everyone. No one likes each other. It's all terrible. It's a bad day.
Yeah, it's a bad day. So we see that Whit is going out on a little adventure with Tanya, a character that we haven't really gotten to know at all. Mm-hmm. But kind of while they're going to go do some street casting, they have to stop at the plaza that we know the coffee shop and the jean store are at, because someone apparently stole a pair of jeans from the jean store, and Fernando was able to kind of keep them contained until the police came. And Whitney is like pretty upset over this whole thing because she's like, we don't need to involve the police. Like, don't worry about it. If someone steals jeans again, just charge my credit card, which is wild. A wild thing to tell your employee to do.
Okay, I'm also confused. Like, is the jeans store her employee? Like, I think they're like the landlord, but that doesn't mean she owns the jeans store.
I'm like under the impression that they're running the jeans store and the coffee shop.
I thought that they were just running the coffee shop.
But I think in the first episode,
she's just the landlord of the jeans store.
I think in the first episode, they talked about how they were trying to revitalize the area with like the jeans store and the coffee shop.
Yeah. Do you immediately pretend a bunch of jeans got stolen and just charge her card?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, just crazy. Poor Nola. She's in a weird situation now, too.
So weird. Also, Whitney, don't give out your credit card information like this. Like, it's a weird move. Like, I get that, again, it's this thing where the intention is kind. You know, there's an individual who could be struggling, who can't afford these jeans and takes them. So it is nice to not press charges and to pay for them. That's a nice concept, but like, you're not solving the crime problem by paying for some jeans. Like, if anything, you're encouraging more crime.
Yeah. Like,
or put in a store that sells clothing that people can afford if you are in fact in charge of this clothing store. Like, put in a clothing store with prices people can afford.
Like a freaking run for local government or something to try and help this like systemic issue. Like giving the credit card to the girlie working at the jean store is just putting her in a weird situation and it's not helping anyone.
Yeah, because
Like,
she's going to get a charge and is going to get upset about it. Like, something's going to happen with this credit card information.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to get scammed. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very awkward situation. I was going to say, have you worked retail before? I know you've done like a lot of service jobs.
Very briefly, I worked seasonally for one winter over the Christmas holidays at Forever 21.
Oh, did you have to deal with a lot of shoplifters?
I don't think so. I think I was like, that store has so many sections. I think I was mainly just like reorganizing clothing like constantly. I think that there was like a big pile of the sensors in the change room once, but like I know a lot of local businesses who are getting robbed. Like you actually can't do anything if someone's robbing your store. Like literally you cannot stop them legally, which is kind of crazy. But it is true that you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, they're literally like, so like I've worked many a retail job in my time. And I used to work at a running store that was in downtown Toronto at Yonge and Wellington. If anyone knows that area, it's like really, really aggressively downtown and kind of near like the financial district. And we would get people shoplifting all the time because the store was set up in like the dumbest setup I've ever seen, where it was like our checkout till was like behind a wall, so you just couldn't see the front door, period, if you were behind the checkout till. So if I was like checking someone out, someone could literally just run in the front door, grab a bunch of stuff and run out, which is what happened constantly. And then we were always getting in trouble for getting shoplifted. And they were like, get out from behind the till, like go stand in the middle of the store. And I'm like, okay, but if they come in and steal stuff, like what am I gonna do?
Yeah, you're not gonna tackle them.
Yeah, someone also broke in one time. We shared our like basement storage area with a deli, and someone like probably, you know, an unhoused person, I would imagine, broke in the middle of the night, and I was like a key, what's it called, like a key leader,
key holder
or whatever, key holder. So like sometimes I would get a call if the alarm went off because my manager lived quite far away. And I remember I got the call and it turned out this person had broken in through our store. They didn't steal anything from our store. They went down to the storage room, went into the deli, ate an entire cheesecake, and then left. And that was like,
I've never respected anyone more.
It was
honestly
wild.
That person sounds like just a future friend.
Like, honestly, cannot shame them at all. Like,
no,
it could have just been a drunk person.
Yeah. Wish it was me.
Yeah, like a dream. Imagine you just get to slam an entire cheesecake and then you're like, oh fuck, I gotta go. The alarm's going off. The cheesecake alarm. But yeah, that was one of the weirder ones that we had. But yeah, it was a crazy place to work. But yeah, so for anyone who's never worked retail, you literally can't do anything if people shoplift. So
no. But Fernando did do something. And also when we were talking about hating every character, not Fernando. This man is lovely.
I like Enola.
Yeah.
The jean store girl. I like the assistant.
Yep.
And I like Tanya.
Tanya seems fine, yes. Now, again, we are on Fernando Pulse Watch. I need this man to live. And I'm glad he's still carrying his gun. I am so worried about the one time there is danger, him having no self-defense. So that is just my continued worry and watch.
I'm worried about the opposite, where like the gun does not seem particularly secured. And like
I couldn't imagine putting a gun just in your pants and not being so concerned about just like blowing off whatever it's pointing at, your ass.
I think that's like a real thing. I think that's like an actually like again, our Canadian showing, we like aren't around guns very often. I think that's like a fairly common injury.
Oh,
in
I
the
thought you were gonna
States.
say like a common place to hold your gun, and I was like,
No,
maybe the
like
safety's great.
I think like it's a common thing that happens. Do a lot of people
They'll get
shoot
their
themselves
ass blown off.
in the bum? Distress Center of Greater Toronto. Okay, well that's not okay. Some stuff's coming up that's not what I had wanted to Google. So I'm gonna not open that. I think it said it didn't know what I meant by bum. So
Like, be like, okay,
accidental gunshot in
to
pants? Like
butt. If
accidental
if I stored my gun in my back waistband, is that dangerous? Statistics.
Okay, well, I have two different articles have come up. One from July 30th. Proper gun safety is paramount. Waynesville Police David Adams said after his apartment responded to an accidental gun discharge in his rear in a Walmart parking lot. Likely place to be shooting yourself in the ass.
Yeah.
In the Walmart parking lot. And then there's another one here called Woman Shot in Buttocks by Her Own Gun During MRI Appointment.
What?
I think this happens.
But how during an MRI appointment?
She had concealed the weapon which the MRI machine triggered to fire during an exam. She kept the... That's crazy.
No.
Don't do... That's insane. I closed that so fast.
That's crazy. Can't you like not even have tattoos or something to get an MRI? Like you think you can have a giant metal gun?
I mean, I think you just have to like, don't you have to take out your earrings and stuff? I think that's the main stuff. You have to wear a hospital gown. So it's like,
yeah, how was it?
Where was she hiding
Was
the gun?
it
Just in her panties, I guess.
Oh, I like that you thought of in her panties, and I was like, in her butt.
You were like, she shoved it up her butt.
No, like between the cheeks. She's like holding it. She's clenched.
She's like, I keep getting these really bad cramps in my glutes, and I don't know why. And the doctor's like, yeah, you gotta stop clenching that gun up your asshole. You gotta stop, girl.
Don't think we understand guns.
I don't think so either. I don't think she does either, because she had it on her person in the MRI.
And also, how strong is your thong? It's holding up a gun. Like in any situation. And how are the doctors not noticing? It would definitely stick out.
God.
Where was this? Do you have a location?
Sorry, I have to go back. Woman discharges gun during MRI. I have to like look this up again.
So crazy.
This is honestly really wild.
Like what people are doing to each other is insane enough. Like at least don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, it just says this report was filed with the FDA. So it's unclear. It was in America
she was
somewhere.
Already at the hospital.
Yeah, apparently it was the exit wound was very small and superficial, only penetrating subcutaneous tissue.
Very nice.
Insane. I'm never gonna get over that. This is the craziest headline I've seen in a minute. This is from 2023. Very topical to the episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't think we understand how to conceal a gun.
Yeah, like I just like, why would I be concealing a gun? Like, look at me. I'm like, I can barely look after like my phone. I'm like dropping it. My little butterfingers. Like, why would I ever be holding a gun? I can.
Can you use that phrase in a work email? My little butterfingers.
Yeah, like every time I take out every time I take out my little headphones, like I'm dropping them all over the floor. They're like bouncing all over the place.
Yeah.
Like I can't
Just
be near a gun. I can't be holding a gun. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I feel like that would be very stressful.
I'm like a cartoon that's like whoop 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 whoop, and they're like trying to catch the thing, and it's just like bouncing all over their hands. Like that would be me trying to like hold a gun.
Yeah, but hopefully Fernando's cheeks stay intact.
Yeah. Yes. I hope he's staying safe.
Yeah. He's whipping out lattes, giving out little treats though, stopping shoplifters. The man is thriving.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. When he gave them the little treat, I was so excited. I'm like, Whit was
Yeah.
not excited enough for that.
No, although she is like, charge my card 200 for the jeans, babe.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. But I would love for Fernando to find like a love of baking through this and baristaing, and to like be the one to start baking the little treats. Like instead of staying out all night as security, he's like staying up till like the wee hours of the night practicing his like phyllo pastry.
Is that not just the subplot of the bear?
Well, I was thinking of the guy from Game of Thrones who
Oh,
was a
yes.
baker on the show and then became a baker in real life.
True. I was thinking of, I think Marcus, right? Is his name in the
Picked baked goods, not violence, friends.
Yeah, honestly, the world would be a better place,
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so we see Tanya, she's doing work.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to get people to cast. She's trying to cast people for this show. We see her approach one couple. They do not want to be on the show. And then Whitney picks out this handsome man who she spots. He's like sitting at a little table with his girlfriend. And then she also spots a woman who's wearing a red hat and has a baby. And so she really wants Tanya to cast both of these people, but she wants them to be cast like as a couple together. And they're just not down for that. Normal reaction.
Okay. The way my heart would burst into open flames and completely shatter if someone saw my boyfriend and was like, I'd love to cast you for this TV show and a couple with this other person because you're such a gorgeous man and like you just need to be paired with someone else. The way I would just openly weep.
Oh my god, yeah. Like so upsetting.
My ego would be shattered. But I like that he was like, no, if you want me, like, I'm going to stay with my girlfriend. You can cast us as a couple. I'm not going to be a fake couple with this random other woman with a baby. Because, like, your family and friends will see you in this show and be like, oh, who is this new woman and baby?
Okay, but also getting into this later on when we see them filming the walkthrough and the girlfriend is like, oh, make an offer the three of us and is pretending to be pregnant. I'm like, are you not worried about all your friends and family seeing this?
Yeah, they seem to be very worry-free. They're just not as concerned as we are. Like, I guess you could just tell them, like, oh, they made us play it up for the show, but they seemed very unconcerned.
Yeah, I mean, maybe good for them. Also, like, how much were they getting paid? $200? I guess that's a fun afternoon.
That's what she upped it to, but I think maybe this couple was so enthusiastic that they didn't even need to offer that.
Oh.
Like, I don't know how much they ultimately got paid. Like, they might have just wanted to be there.
What did you think of the casting of the handsome man?
Fine. He seemed handsome. And she had two-tone hair, which was kind of cool. Like, I thought that they looked like an interesting couple. Yeah, I thought it was great. They could own a passive house. They seemed very good at delivering lines.
Yeah, I don't understand why they had to be split up. Like, just because they wanted to have the real baby. But, like, I'm like, also on HGTV, there's always, like, random people who are just buying a house. Like, why do you need to have a family with a baby?
Yeah, I did. And again, this is me just thinking about the rehearsal season 1, but I loved how they included some like laws about casting children in film and TV. I was like, Nathan Fielder's not coming to play. He's been down this road before. He will take an adult and put paper mache on their face to disguise them as a child first. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, we never saw that baby in the little bassinet, so we don't even know if that was a real baby. It might have been a robot, for all we know.
Yeah. Although Nathan was kind of carrying the baby and
right, yeah.
Joking with it.
Goo goo gaga with the
Goo goo
baby.
gaga. Yeah. They had a cute little moment.
Yeah,
it's very clear he wants a baby.
Yes. Yeah, I think he was doing good work with the baby.
Yeah.
Good baby work.
Yeah, punching up. The jokes were landing.
They were not racial. Important.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, Whitney's parents randomly show up.
This
as
is
well.
So funny. They just cruise up and are like, we're going to throw a 70th birthday party here. And Whitney was like, hell no. It's like, walk away, get out of range of the cameras. I don't think she took her mic off. And I don't know how far they can go. But inevitably, this will come up if we think that they are, in fact, being recorded.
Yeah, Shelley wants to throw this party. And within this conversation, she also reveals, or Whit also reveals, that she only came back from California because her parents promised that these properties would be hers. And she, like, really has, like, a very... Like, the only way to describe it is, like, privileged crash out over
She threw an absolute fit.
Yeah. She's just, like, whiny, hissy fit.
But, okay. On the flip side, her parents' reputation is horrific.
Yes.
It is very bad. And they know that they're seen as, like, slumlords in the newspapers, and they're already having this alleged conflict with the news reporter that we just haven't seen again. And so them just showing up while they're filming, like, that's probably a discussion that they should have already had. And their PR team, again, is sending them there because they think it'll be good PR for them. So it's kind of bad on everyone's part. It's like the whole birthday party thing is really inauthentic. Again, it's just your PR team trying to pick up some good juju from, like, your kids' show.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want all of your slumlording messing up her passive house show. So they're all bad. And nobody actually cares about the birthday, which is sad.
I know. Poor Paul. He just wants to have a 70th birthday party.
Yeah.
I also feel like it'd be kind of weird to, like, throw it at one of the houses, which is seemingly what they want to do. When it's like, you're trying to sell the house and, like, you're going to be throwing this birthday party at the house.
And they're doing it for PR. So, like, they want it filmed. It doesn't make any sense.
It's a bad plan.
It's a weird plan at the very least.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine my parents just giving me, like, enough money to buy, 14 houses?
Yeah, whatever it was.
Here is a giant career. Here's, like, a generational wealth. And you're going to scream at them to, like, take a hike? I think you could muster up a calm conversation explaining your perspective. No matter if they gave you a bunch of houses or not, like, you try to resolve things calmly, I think, in most situations. And I think optically she's always trying to, like, be calm. And so for her to, like, lose her shit on her parents was, like, it was fun to see her lose her shit a bit.
Yeah. Two things. One, is the 70th birthday party coming back? Are we going to see this plot point again?
Maybe another dinner at the house, but I don't think they're pushing it again. I don't think they're trying after the freak out unless Asher swoops in and tries to resolve things and throws a surprise party or something like that. Like, I could see Asher trying to smooth things over, or Dougie overhearing this and wanting to stir some things up. I can see not Whitney. I could see Asher or Dougie trying to do something with this birthday party, which causes a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would love to see Dougie get involved with this birthday party. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I was also just going to say my second thing. I feel like Emma Stone, again, just like such a good actress because, like,
Yeah.
you know, she seems lovely. She seems like a great person. Wow, did I hate Whitney after this freak out on the parents?
Oh, the whole episode, like, she really was the main character this episode.
Yeah.
And from the very beginning, like, the joking / mean interaction with the cameraman, like, so uncomfortable. Just the whole time, again, everyone's very unlikable.
Yeah. Except for those people that we said before who we do like.
Yeah. All the people we do like.
Also, the handsome man, I think Pascal is his name, seems fine.
Yeah, standing up for his girlfriend, making sure she's included. That was all very nice.
Serenading us with Stand By Me.
Okay, that's where he 100% lost me. I forgot I hate him. Okay, I don't like him at all. He's in my bad books. That was horrific. Never sing when not asked. It's a weird thing to do.
Okay, but I was obsessed with this scene because the girlfriend, I don't think we get the girlfriend's name. We don't get her name as far as my notes go, but they're like standing together and she's like looking at him like so proud and is like kind of like, for anyone not watching the video, I'm like raising my eyebrows and doing a like, huh? Like she's like, are you gonna, like, you should do it. And like,
I thought she was acting like that to be like, oh yeah, like we're gonna put in an offer, like, oh, just say it, like we're gonna take it. Like I thought that's what they were doing. And then this weird singing started, and I was like, they're just gonna fully cut it out. Like, fine,
I was obsessed.
Sing, we're cutting it. I hated it.
I loved it.
And it made me not like him.
I thought it was so funny. Because like,
worst.
why else would you be street cast on something like this if you don't have like some ulterior motive for like, yeah, I like want to show off my singing skills.
Yeah, it makes sense for why he would go on, but there's just no way they would ever include that in the show, right?
I don't know. Like, Whitney seemed to get a small kick out of it. Like, I feel like Whitney doesn't understand how, like, insane it seems.
I just think if you're a singer, like, you would never go on a house flipping show and sing expecting it to be included in the show.
Maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's what HGTV needs more of.
Musical house flippers?
I don't know. We could try it.
No, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants this.
Nobody wants this.
Yeah, and then that kind of just like ends that scene. But yeah, as discussed, they will make an offer for the three of us comment, and then them being like, okay, let's shoot it again and not have you like touch your tummy was also like, it just feels also a little icky considering like Asher and Whitney just went through a loss of a pregnancy and now they're like, yeah, just like pretend to be pregnant, it's fine.
Yeah. Very uncomfy. Almost as uncomfy as you saying the word tummy. Not necessary.
Sorry.
That shows you have a baby.
Yeah. Big toddler energy saying tummy.
You get a pass for having a toddler, but it's not it.
You never say tummy troubles? I always say that.
Never.
Oh.
Who am I telling that to?
Oh, that's like a big discussion point at work.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
I would never admit to anyone that.
I'm like, I can't come in, I have tummy trouble. Try it next time.
No. I couldn't even type that comfortably.
Also, sometimes I tag my runs with that. If I like had a run where I like had to go to the bathroom a lot, I'll be like, oh, tummy trouble.
The runs.
Yeah. The runs. Okay, so after this whole thing is wrapped up with the fake tour, we kind of see that Asher and Whitney are still trying to figure out like who can they actually sell the house to. And we hear about this college girl, this mythical college girl who we've heard about a couple times. Apparently she's no longer interested in the house, which is good. Because Whitney's like, well, we don't want to turn this into like a college town. Again, just like really policing who is allowed to buy this house. And Asher talks about a guy they had met called Mark Rose. But we learned that Mark Rose had a like Blue Lives Matter sticker on the back of his truck, which makes Whitney really uncomfortable. And she's like, there's no way we can sell to him. And Asher kind of pressures her into having a meeting with him that night.
Yeah, I think it's that conflict of we just need to actually sell a house.
Yeah.
Versus, again, what is for the show? What is real? Like, who does this person need to be politically in order to sell to them? But Asher finally convinces her to at least take the meeting.
Yeah, and it goes super well.
Yeah, and you could tell she's so annoyed the whole time that it's going well and can't even pretend. She doesn't even want to shake the man's hand. She's so up on her high horse about like he will never fit in, we will never agree on anything. And it turns out he actually has a lot of positives and is really representative of the community well. Like his great grandmother is a part of the community. He seems to be on the correct side of all of the issues that Whitney was looking for. Supports a lot of causes that she supports. I think it was the World Wildlife Fund and UNICEF. He supports the police and the firefighters.
And then also, what is the other thing that he says? Christian missionaries.
Oh, yeah. So look, he supports... Look.
Christian missionaries, and he's like, oh no, the sticker's just like, because I support the police. Which is...
Yeah, which maybe yes, maybe no.
Sus.
You know, it is sus for sure, but you never know. But again, like, if you're selling to someone, you can maybe disagree on some issues. You know, it doesn't normally come up in the selling process. And she really wants this person to fit into the community well. And also, really importantly, he knows a ton about passive houses. And actually seems like if you had him on the show, he is someone who would be really enthusiastic and asking the right questions and really representing the passive house community really well. So there's like this big irony of, you know, he actually probably would have been pretty perfect to cast on the show and is the only person who's been interested in buying it so far who cares about the passive house certification. And regardless of buying this home or not, was actively pursuing other passive houses as a purchase. He wants to live off the grid. You know, he's a right-wing dude. They're not going to agree on things politically, but as far as a lot of her big issues and big causes and ways in which she wants the person living there to integrate into this community, he seems to check a lot of boxes and actually seems as if he's a person who would fit in well. And she can't really say anything to it. You can see how much it's bothering her and how much she wants him to have worse answers to her questions or more combative answers. And like, I couldn't imagine going into a house, an open house, I guess, or like a tour, and someone asking me about my car or different things. I'd be like, oh, can we talk about the house? Not that I'm someone who puts bumper stickers, let alone controversial bumper stickers on my car. But afterwards, Asher is like, so we can sell to him, yes? And Whitney can only say, yeah. You know, she agrees.
Yeah, I feel like they did such a good job with this whole scene because like we see the car pull up and it has like all of the stickers and you're like,
all the things
like
you don't want. Yeah.
But then also like he has a World Wildlife Fund sticker on his car. So then you're like, oh, that's a little bit like, okay. And then like even when he's like talking to them, I feel like he's so like enthusiastic and nice that you're like, oh, he seems like a chill guy. And then he says like the Christian missionary thing and you're like, it's a little weird, but like he really is into the house. And it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes people do have confusing values because it does feel a little bit, I guess we don't know for sure that he is right wing. Like he might not be. He might just have interesting views or like a kind of weird, maybe he's non-political at all. That's the other thing that's possible.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you very quickly judge a book by its cover. Now, you know, when you're plastering bumper stickers on your cover, it's easier to judge you. But people can be gray and in between. You know, you can disagree on some views, you can agree on others. And she was just really ready to be combative and to want to hate. And so she had to bite her tongue, which was very funny to watch.
Yeah. It is also like a little crazy to be looking people up who are going to be buying your house on Instagram.
Yeah, I think if it's like your childhood home that you care a lot about, or there'll be situations where you're selling a house and you want to make sure that the person isn't going to tear down the home, is like actually interested in the property that you have. Like I know at my dad's house, for example, it's like their house is built out of like these big logs, and the person selling it really wanted like the house to kind of stay as the house. And that's one of the reasons why they ended up going with my parents. But that's like a situation where you don't want it torn down. So you might look into and ask some questions about what people are going to do with the property. And especially when she wants the passive house certification to be kept. That's something you could ask, but kind of looking up like what opinions they have on certain issues is definitely going pretty far into your investigative social media creep, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it sounds like Mark's probably getting this house.
Yeah. And wasn't he underbidding on it?
Was he? I can't remember what they had said about his bidding. But...
I think his bid was a little under.
Oh, so maybe we'll see a little bit of back and forth with them. I could see Asher getting spicy about that once again. But we'll watch this space to find out if Mark is able to buy the house.
Yeah, I mean, Asher seems super enthusiastic about selling it. So I think he just wants to like move on. They probably have a bunch of these properties. They want to like get through this and get through the show.
Yeah. Directly after this scene, we see Nathan Fielder's bare ass for like a second. Blink and you'll miss it.
Probably unnecessary. Do we feel that this added to the scene in any way?
I guess like not really. I see why it was in, like just because of like where the angle was, I guess, and like for the realism. But I don't think it was like, we didn't need it. And Asher crawls into bed and he, lets Whit know that she's at peak fertility, but she just puts on her sleep mask and goes to sleep. Rough, tough.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not in the mood, telling someone they're super fertile doesn't help, I don't think.
Was it the Mark Rose discussion that made her be like, I can't?
I think they just need to be on the same page about if they want kids or not. They're clearly not. Asher wants a kid. I don't think Whitney does at this time. They just need to discuss.
Have a big girl discussion.
Yeah.
That's kind of the end of this episode. I can look up what is coming up next, which will be episode 6. It's called The Fire Burns On. I'm actually so excited now that I have read that title.
Okay, do we think the first passive house is exploding?
Oh my god.
A literal fire burning? Is it the fire of the really reporter wanting the story? Is it the passion in their relationship burning on? What is the fire?
The About says Dougie and Whitney hatch a plan to spice up the show while Asher becomes increasingly aloof.
Oh, I like
interesting.
Dougie and Whitney kind of coming back to the same page and getting in cahoots. Because I did not expect that to happen.
No, them being on the same page for anything seems shocking. No. And how are they going to spice up the show? Like, I just feel like also their values don't align super well. Like, Whitney so cares about all of these social issues and like making sure that, she looks really good in terms of like the public eye. And she wants to make sure that people know she's like not associated with her parents. And then you have Dougie who's like, I'm going to tell everyone I meet about how my wife died because I was drunk driving, but also it wasn't my fault because I was cursed.
Yeah, it's a weird vibe for the man, for sure. Yeah, I'm interested to hear how he wants to spice it up.
Yeah. I hope we see the guy from the Fire Burns On promo. I hope he comes in.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. That would be pretty funny.
Bring him back.
Bring him
Maybe
and
he
whoever won the
Yeah.
dating show. They come in to buy a passive house, get some celebrity status.
Synergy. It's perfect. Cross network, except his show never got picked up.
Maybe it will after they're buying a house together.
We can only hope. I guess I can let people know where to find us. We are at Nathan For Us Pod on Instagram, at Nathan For Us Podcast on TikTok, Nathan For Us Podcast on YouTube, and you can email us, nathanforuspodcast@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail. I'll put the link in our description of the episode. Meg and I are going to Medieval Times on Friday, so
yes,
perhaps we will post some content from Medieval Times. We'll see.
For our Canadians, happy Thanksgiving. We're gonna go to celebrate.
Big
we were not
celebration.
sponsored. So sad. It was only our dream. No big deal.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. If anyone listening happens to work for Medieval Times or knows someone at Medieval Times, like, we would love to work with you.
We would.
I don't know in what capacity
to work with you.
I don't even know in what capacity that would be.
We'll do a lot.
You know how like at the baseball
tickets.
game you can throw out like the ceremonial first pitch. I wish that like it was at Medieval Times. Yeah, like you could do a ceremonial joust, or like we would like be the first like falcon. We would like throw the falcon in the air or something.
Can you dress as a falcon and I'll chuck you? I hope someone listened or watched the bird documentary I recommended. I really wanted someone to DM us about that. The listeners.
If you watch the bird doc, please DM Meg.
I thought it was very fun.
If you're in on Mr. Fantasy, please DM me.
If you are Mr. Fantasy, please DM her.
Wow. Yeah, if only.
Mars came to say goodbye. Ta-ta. This has been Kelly and Megan and Mars on your side.